And hopefully get cracking with this one. But he's so far behind. Yeah, that's ridiculous. But
Well,
anyway, he on his path to the Hall of Fame, homeboy. He's officially started. My nigga got pads on the way and everything. You know what I'm saying? Especially on the way to the Hall of Fame, goddamn it.
Mm-hmm.
Road to the Hall
Oh
well,
yeah,
himself.
we on the way live.
I
All
was
the
about
way
to say,
live.
just in case y'all don't know,
Yeah.
we are live at 5/7 Central from the Piranha Pod. What's going on, everybody, out there in Facebook, YouTube land? I am the Kingfish Mac, joined as usual today by Piranhas in the Pond, my guys. Uh, Nick Nass, what's happening with you, baby
What's going
boy?
on? Ain't not much, man. Try to keep it together, man. In this world of turmoil, but I got straight focus. So, how to all y'all non-believers?
That's right. That's right. Also on the pod again, as usual, my boy, Mr. Frankie Nunn Flyer. What's up with you, baby boy?
So, in case y'all didn't hear at first, when we was first going on the Young Live, my kid officially started his road to the motherfucking Hall of Fame. So we finna get cracking with that. That's what I'm on. Hence the little
Shout
spiel
out
on
to
the start.
Trey.
I was straightening my boy up, getting his form and all this shit ready, man. So I'm finna unleash him to the world. Unleash him upon the world. God help them all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. What you got going on, Mac?
Freezing.
Are you
Freeze tag.
freezing? Pop, 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 lock.
My nigga, my nigga so cool, he freezing.
Yeah, I'm back.
Freezing. Now, look, now you looking like me now. Look. Nikki, get your internet straight. Hey, but you can tell it's all organic, man. Natural occurrences happen. So we can't be mad at that. Like you said, as long as the audio is cool and people still get the word, I think we might be cool. Not
Right.
might be cool, but we are cool.
Here we go.
So
All right,
how's your
so my Wi-Fi is shitty and everything's going through my Wi-Fi. But when I blank out, y'all still be going. So don't trip.
yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
So
of
yeah,
course.
Nick was just explaining that to the crowd.
okay. So
Yeah.
today,
So
what we got on the menu? Oh, here. Let me send a shout out to my girl Nick Mo, who's feeling a little under the weather today. She
Get
needed
yeah,
to
better.
get
take a day
better.
off. We needed to give her that.
We will
Shout
miss
out to you.
you.
We are definitely gonna miss you. Um, and since we know that you are the engine that makes this train go choo choo, um, we're gonna have to just go way out today.
We go dock in the middle of the sea and go maritime party, nigga. Maritime
about
party,
to,
god damn
we're
it.
about to jump out in
Yeah.
these waters here. About to jump out in these strong waters. So here, let me just put the subject up today, since this is boys club night, Lil Wascals, uh, all that shit. What you guys think about the Black Manosphere? Today, what's been going on in social media as well as communication between uh, us as a community is that Black men in particular areas have been really affirming what they consider to be um,
I got time
the,
today. If
the
y'all
the
need to come
key.
in, come get it. We need another.
Come get it.
Tap
Always,
in.
Come get it, little Dub.
always.
Tap in.
Come get it, Dub.
I'm send
Come
you the
in,
shit
Dub.
right now. Yeah.
The
So
black master,
so
huh? Right.
so what we here, let me just put this up.
Trying to
So what we
adjust
have
my
going
goddamn
on
level.
is uh where we at? Did that come up?
Yep, it's up
All
now.
right, yeah, here we go. Yeah, so what we have is a lot of um, Black men who are really about their business, right? Really about having their shit together, who are coming in now, kind of saying what it is that they contribute to the Black economy, the Black community, the Black family, and uh, what it is that they want to get out of things, right? So as opposed to simply going along with the program, I think that we had a whole conversation of the alpha male versus the beta male. So who is kind of running the black manosphere right now is the alpha male, the alpha black male, who, and I say that in quotes because, like I said, we had a whole conversation about this, but it is that particular persona that is kind of driving the narrative that black men have kind of been soft, that we kind of been going along, just to get along. And now that we are not as economically handcuffed as we may have been in previous decades, we kind of like, basically a nigga is saying, look, I need to get what I'm worth. The big controversy is that the backlash from not just women, black women, but not just black women, but a different kind of black men also kind of responds to this, calls it misogynistic, woman bashing, a variety of different adjectives. My question for today is, what do you guys think about this whole narrative of there being a black manosphere, being an area where the black man can go and express what he feels openly and honestly without retribution or fear of being castigated or losing his job or pissing his woman off or any of that shit? Holler at me.
So first of all, right, I said it was never no simping on my end, right? So I don't know if you want to call it like simp, or the rise of the simp. So it's like, but a definitive answers, right? This let's get straight to the point. How you wrap your mind around it, it's like you have to govern your own village, right? Your own section. So me governing my own section, as of Gunflyer, you too, Keith, right? That it comes to one of those things. Your boundaries is being tested at all levels. So whatever you put to it, I really think that's how it manifests itself out, right? Now, how do we explain that to people that don't have an understanding of self anyways? If y'all can ask me, right? So that's the first part, right? And how do you approach this situation with the knowledge that we know in our head to make palatable for people to understand?
Quick question though. Is this the same conversation that us being the thug type of niggas ain't a part of? Is that the same conversation we're talking about?
Well, no. Well,
the business side.
I think that, see, the thing about it, right, is we don't want to get bogged. I'm kind of giving it a real simple kind of explanation where it's a lot more involved. It's not just, that $100,000 executive dude start.
I understand what you're saying, Frank. So the thing is,
but you see what I'm saying, though.
Yeah. So embodying ourselves, right? What we actually made of, right? And make it work in the favor of us, right? But as we know, we still have actions, right?
Am I back?
So, yeah. So he said that in this circle, what we call it a circle.
No, what I was gonna say here, let me finish, Nick, because I got cut. I lost my signal. What I was saying is that it's not just that particular type of guy, right, that's having these conversations. The Black Manosphere is a collection of websites, YouTube fucking channels, vlogger pages, a bunch of different shit where black men, right, all kinds of black men are coming to get are coming and utilizing the digital platform to say, okay, well, this is what's happening with me. All right. Fuck what y'all was talking about, all this stereotypical shit of you know, oh well, a man ain't a man if he don't do A, B, C, or D, right? What niggas is saying now is, nah, that shit don't apply because I don't do none of that shit, and I'm still a man. And here's what I do, right? I get up and I go fucking 4:30 in the morning, clock in every motherfucking day because I got 3 kids. So I go dump trash for fucking 9 hours. And, you know, after I finish, I wash my hands and fucking, you know, scrub my motherfucking under my nails before I bring my ass in to sit at my table. And it don't make me no less of a motherfucker because that's who I am. So it's a bunch of different shit that's kind of bucking that whole conversation that, you know, a man ain't a man if. You feel what I'm saying? Because we kind of been living under that shit for the last 50 years, right? That, oh yeah, well, you ain't a man if you don't do this, or love don't do this, or you feel what I'm saying? All these conditional things that are really subjective. Because every person that you talk to is going to have a different what if, you know, to describe what a real man is. So now what men who consider themselves to be real men are doing is they're utilizing the platforms, the various different platforms, to step up and say, nah, well, that shit that you're talking about is bullshit, and I'm never going to be able to measure up to that. This fantasy motherfucker that you got in your head about what black man is supposed to be in America, well, guess what? I ain't never going to be him. So what you going to do? Do I got to just do without you, or is you going to do without me? Is you finished or is you done? That's where niggas is at. So what do y'all think about that?
I love that idea. And we are a conglomerate of that, but we still got Shell in there to reinforce all the stuff, because she's right on, like you said, she keeps us down.
Well, no, but see, again, Nick, see, you starting off with the wrong shit. You going right down the path that niggas in the Black Manosphere is bucking, right? Because you went right to the consider what somebody else got to say about how you feel about you. Feel what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what you might think about me, if I'm an ex-drug dealer, this, that, and the third, still halfway ass hustling, you know, I got the intelligence of a lawyer with no law degree, and I ain't practicing law. So for a chick that's practicing law, she'll look at me and be like, yeah, well, you don't measure up. And I'll be saying, bitch, I can outthink your fucking ass. What are you talking about? I probably can give you some fucking suggestions about your case that'll help you win the shit. But you judging me based upon your ideas of what you think what I look like is really about. And it ain't really like that. So like with this podcast, like what I'm doing right now, that little rant would go up in the Black Manosphere.
Okay, I got you.
Somebody would repost that shit and be like, yeah, y'all talking about niggas ain't worth nothing. This nigga is worth something. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think I have a hard time expressing that myself, because I feel how you feel. Well, I feel like that's been keeping me around all the time, right? But to actually make it palatable for people to accept, that's the part that I think I picked up on along the way of trying to compromise with people instead of going there. And I think I fell in that bubble trying to compromise because they don't like the all gas, no brakes, Nick Nass. You know what I'm saying? And that's part that we teeter-totter with or tug of war with. So yeah, you're right. So this is all new to me too, man. This whole the Black Manosphere, you know, because nigga, how we roll is how we roll, or we wouldn't even been functioning together making it all this time, right? So for me to try to put it in, you know, rudimentary words so people can understand, you know, I'm struggling with that right now. So I'll pass it to Frank. We can't hear you, Frank. Mac, you froze?
No, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear Frank though.
Frank, you got your what's up with your mic, Frank?
But I understand what you're saying though, Mac. You know what I'm saying? So put it like
Frank,
this.
your mic is muted. Your mic is muted, bro.
So you're right, Mac. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, how we have to just come in and play, just like that. Like, oh, there go Dub.
What's up with
What's up? What's up?
Young Junebug?
How's everybody doing?
Doing good. So yeah, Matt, that he probably folds up Junebug. So he talked about the Black Manosphere. So I was just explaining to him that, it's all new to me, as far as, because when I put a hard line like that, it always came back. It's like, we can't deal with this dude because he's forward thinking, or it's that part, like he's too brash for me to even have a conversation with. So I guess that's the price you got to pay for just being yourself. Like, that what you're saying?
Well, I don't. Okay. What happened?
Am I back in? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you back in now.
Yeah.
What I think, and I may be wrong, because again, I haven't done any. Here, let me just put a disclaimer here, right? A lot of this shit that gets talked about in the mainstream of Black culture, I really don't give a shit about, because it really don't be concerning me. But at the same time, I realize that these are the conversations that are happening in our community. You know what I'm saying? So my take on things is always going to be different, because a lot of times I feel left out of the conversation, like what Frank was saying. But in this scenario, I believe, and again, I may be wrong, but I believe that the whole concept is not about who's listening. It's not about making a point that you necessarily need someone to come back and agree with you, or say if you're speaking to the beta male and you telling him what you disagree with in terms of the way that he deals with the exact situation that you're dealing with each of your prospective women, right? So say the beta dude is saying happy wife, happy life on whatever that situation is, and the alpha dude is saying fuck that, because she don't see what we need to do. So we need to solve this shit, right? Well, I think in that conversation, right, no matter how rough the alpha might be in saying what he's saying, he might cuss a lot, degrade a motherfucker, the other point of view, and some more shit, right, to kind of get his point across. But then he's not concerned about hurting his woman's feelings, because he ain't talking to her. She ain't no fucking business watching that shit anyway, right? Unless she wants to get an understanding of where he's coming from. And then it's not a debatable issue, because I'm putting this out in this particular platform because I need this to simply exist as my point of view on me. Not as a challengeable fucking thing, not as a debatable, not as something that I need to convince someone else of. Now, if you can see the logic in what I'm talking about, then adopt it. And it might make it easier for you to get along with me, or easier for you to get along with the nigga that you fucking with that's like me, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm just a nigga in digital space talking shit, right? But the shit that I'm talking, though I may be on some fucking long ass rant that may sound misogynistic, chauvinistic, or chivalrous, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever the particular adjective may be that describes how I sound, I'm still getting to get my shit off. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that that's what the Black Manosphere is really about. It's about getting your shit off.
Got you, man.
And not getting your shit off in a manner where you have to have a whole bunch of fucking stats and fucking psychological motherfucking tests and controlled studies and shit behind how you feel about you. Because I think that's kind of where we've been falling, where we've been having a divide at in our community. And it's a three-way divide, right? It's for me, it's a three-way divide. It's me saying, look, man, I just like vanilla ice cream, but I like all varieties of vanilla. So I like vanilla Swiss almond, I like vanilla bean, I like just regular vanilla, right? And then my woman saying, yeah, but that's only because you ain't never tried my Rocky Road. Well, no, I don't like Rocky Road. I just told you what I like, right? So my woman's position is, I'm going to convince him to broaden his shit, right? So that he can like Rocky Road along with the vanilla. My position is I like enough vanilla. Fuck your Rocky Road.
You
right?
can't convince me to broaden shit.
And then the third point of view, which would be the quote unquote beta, would be, come on, Mac, man, give her a chance. You got to give a Rocky Road a chance, bro. No, I don't, motherfucker. No, I don't. And I don't need to give your ass no whole bunch of fucking psychological studies to explain why I only like vanilla fucking ice cream. I am the test study, goddammit.
Why it can't just be that simple? Why it can't just be okay?
Well, again, I think that is what the purpose of the Black Manosphere would be, is to express those type of issues, positions, unpopular fucking positions, without having to be in no long ass winded argument to prove your point, knowing that your ass might be sleeping on the couch at the end of the fucking night.
So and that's the thing that and that's the thing that I always said, that, you know what I'm saying, I didn't need nobody ever to validate me, man. You know what I'm saying? So like, people are looking for validation these days. The validation comes from within, right? Because with the power of God in the universal God that I got inside of me, I'm gonna make it crack anyway. So like you said, Matt, it no matter how long I draw out the conversation to prove my point, right? Let's go back to the I said, this is what I believe in. This is what I know. This is what I have grown to feel. And the wisdom will actually get you there. So it's like the last couple of days I've been back to say to in between myself, right? I said, should I go back to I don't give a fuck Nick? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck what everybody thinks. What's my reality? You know what I'm saying? And can I voice my reality without no fucking repercussions about what I did, how I did it, when I did it, right? Now, who's to prosecute me for that shit? No, I'm just living my motherfucking life. You know what I'm saying? With my portion for the day, whatever my issues for the day that I'm happy to experience in this life, the good or bad, that's what it is. We have prepared ourselves for this moment right here. Through all the heartaches, to all the disappointments, I say hurt, right? That we actually here discussing this shit that's rudimentary, man. Like, basic and simple. I say what I mean what I say. Period.
But that shit don't really play though. It don't play in 2021.
But the thing is, right? Who the fuck about
I mean, we know it should. We know it should because it makes sense. But
right.
The thing is, right?
Niggas is just fighting against a fight. Motherfuckers is doing this shit for something to do, basically, nigga. Because if you got a problem with getting your point across with your wife or your significant other or your baby mama or your side bitch or any other female in this world, you got a problem with yourself, brother. Because it ain't nothing about communication, man. You's a man, a grown-ass man, and a man about your business. If you're about your business, make it be so. Other than that, man, quit playing with yourself.
So how about this, right? It had to be something for you to be in the zone, right? So I wasn't born yesterday. So all I developed into from my life experiences, right, from my lesson, right, have you function with me in life. I chose for you to be next to me. Right? So you can't tell me now how I maintain being next to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like you try to change all the rules, but you came to the energy that brought you to this shit, right? And that is the part that I'm saying, K-Mac, how he explained it to me, that they want us to be a simp. They want you to have no backbone. They want you to be a jellyfish, nigga. Pick you up, see through you like Scotch, like E40 says, right? But that's not me. I'm a solid individual.
I want to be understanding and sensitive.
Understand. Look, and the thing is, right? And I've been finding myself.
Kind of.
Look, so I've been finding myself going back into this. I don't give a fuck what people feel or what people say. I'm incapacitated about shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because the whole time I wasn't, but I still did it with moral values. If I slap you in the mouth, I slapped you in the mouth for a moral reason, not just to fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? It's for you stepping out of line. But now, I didn't get more time for giving a person a 2-piece of biscuit than I did if I had to, pop at a nigga, raise the stick up at him. You know what I'm saying? Because now I did it hands-on. Now, I could verbally assault you by saying, you know what? I really don't give a fuck how you feel about the shit. I got on Converse instead of Nikes. You know what I'm saying? I got on Dickies instead of fucking Dockers. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what you looking at me and tell me what the fuck I got going on. Say I'm not gonna make it nowhere if I don't change my pins and my tone and how I talk and how I present it to you, for you to feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, get the fuck up out here with that shit. So, June, what you think, Lil Doug?
Give us the 30-year-old.
Yeah. Come in on this. Come in on this.
Yeah.
Teacher, swerve your phone.
Yeah, put your phone on landscape.
Yeah, landscape. There you go. I don't know why I keep saying it.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There he is. You're all in the building now.
All right.
First he was in the hallway.
Young Jedi.
First he was in the hallway. Now you're in the room.
So the first thing I'll say is I think differently, and I'm not afraid to say that. I am a big believer in you catch more flies with honey than shit, right? And what I mean by that is, yeah, you can have a stance and you can have feelings about things, but there's a way to articulate it in a way that's constructive, right? So if you're saying, fuck this, fuck that, fuck the other, it's going to be my way or no way, eventually that road's going to run out. And that's how I feel. If you really want something to work where it's beneficial for everybody, there has to be some kind of consensus or agreement. If there's not, then you gotta find something else. That's with anything, relationships, jobs, whatever. That's how I feel.
Well, I think that you're absolutely right that is with anything. What I also feel is that here's what I think. I think that coming to the table, a man who is anything other than compliant, right? A man who is anything out of the box, right? When he comes to the table, he's coming to get understanding, but generally he's met with, some dukes up. You know what I'm saying? And so what ends up happening is he never ends up getting to the point that he's trying to make, or get to the solution that he's trying to find, because he keeps getting trapped with all of the shit that really doesn't make any difference to the problem. Feel what I'm saying? So to take it back, and let's just say me and my woman, right? So either the rent needs to be paid or Valentine's Day is coming up, right? So to me, there's a dilemma, right? There's a real dilemma, actual, right? And so I sit down and I say, okay, look, we don't have enough money to do both, right? But what I think we should do is we should concentrate, man, on trying to get this rent out the way, and then I'll make up for what's going on Valentine's Day. Should I get you a box of chocolates or something on the 14th? But I'll do something, and then we stop right there, because what we start talking about is the box of chocolates. Right, well, you really ain't really feeling shit. You talking to me about a motherfucking box of chocolates, and no, I'm talking to you about paying the rent. Right now, what the conversation has become is I'm not sensitive to your feelings, because number one, I'm just talking about a box of chocolates rather than a fucking ring or whatever. And then on top of that, I have to have this conversation. Why are you talking to me about this? You should be able to work this shit out anyway. I mean, Valentine's Day is the only day I get, and you mean to tell me that you can't work this shit out? Well, I'm trying to work it out. This is working it out. Me talking to my woman is working it out. But what I'm seeing is ain't no work it out. What I'm seeing is I need to go work it out, right? And then come back with the solution already tied up, wrapped up in a bow. You feel what I'm saying? And then we don't have to have this conversation. So the next conversation that we do have is, honey, we was having a problem with paying the rent or Valentine's, but I worked it out. We're going to get both done, right? Girl, that's your cousin.
Yeah, that's your
cousin. Yeah, so I'm saying, I show up, the problem is solved, you know what I'm saying? And now the conversation doesn't have to be rough, because there's nothing rough to talk about. So what ends up being the feeling of the man who is never heard and always having to compromise in order to even seem like he's being heard is that what the fuck am I doing here for? Like, I'm 56 years old. I don't have no wife. Junebug, think about that, man. I'm 56 years old. I don't have no wife. And little chick or whoever that might call my phone, I'm liable to red button her ass if I don't feel like talking. You feel what I'm saying? How does a good man get to there? How does a good man get? Because I'm a good man. Like, I want to do right by my family and my community. But I'm also a dude who doesn't live in fantasy world. I know that your good feelings or your hurt feelings is not going to make a difference in terms of solving the particular problem that I sit down at the table to try to solve with my woman. So where is the real compromise? There ain't no compromise. The compromise is I compromise.
That's it.
But the question that I would pose to you, hold on, Nick. The question that I would pose to you is, when you say that there is no, basically middle ground, you have to be able to figure out basically which hills you want to die on. If everything that you are presenting is kind of, my way or no way, or, just like you said about the box of chocolates, that could be something where it's just like, hey, this is what we're doing. That's it. It just depends on the conversation and the relationship and the communication stream that you have with somebody. That's how I feel. I'm 18. I'm 18 years in. I mean, there's plenty of shit that I have to bend and break on all the time. I'm out here in the garage right now building fucking bunk beds that I don't want to put my kids in the same room. Right? That was something where I felt like I needed to stand my ground. I was like, yo, we live somewhere where the kids can have their own bedroom. Why the fuck are we putting them in the same room? Right? But eventually you have to see somebody else's side. Maybe there's benefits and stuff like that that you don't see, right? But if you take the time to actually allow them to explain whatever it is that they are, they feel like their point is, maybe you can come to a point of agreement. But it's not necessarily bending or breaking my way or no way, right? But you have to have some sort of agreement, or else it doesn't work. And personally, I'm not the type of person that wants somebody where I have to dictate every fucking thing they do. I want somebody that has a brain of their own. I can't find every solution, right?
Again,
but that comes with having a partnership.
Again, this was the point that I was making. And I kind of got sidetracked. Is that the guy like me, right? I'm always coming to the table, right? Expecting answers. I'm never coming to the table expecting to fight, but it seems like I'm always met with the expectations of a fight, just like how you saying now, right? I mean, I know that my particular personality comes through on this podcast because I wanted to, right? But the things that I say and how I deal with my particular situation are rarely the same. And that is the frustration, right? Like, I am actually the guy that you talk about, right? I'm not the guy who you see. I'm not this boogeyman. I'm not the guy who sees things only one way. I'm not the guy who is so domineering. It's my way, it's the other way. As a matter of fact, the conversation that I be having is, when you get to that point, right? I think what I said to Shell was, we only concentrating on the times when I don't agree with you. What about all the times when I do? Because most of those times I don't agree with you. It's me making a compromise. We don't get it. Right? It's me making a compromise, and it's me making a compromise so seamless that my woman doesn't even recognize that I made a compromise. I don't throw it in her face. I don't tell her, look, I'm bending to your will, so next time you need to build to mine. None of that shit. Because I'm doing it from an authentic place, right? I love my woman. I want her to feel like she's worthy. I don't agree with what she's saying, but it's not a big enough hill for me to die on. But then comes the times where this is an issue where it's big enough to die on. And I'm saying, for this time right now, let's dispense with all the shit that has nothing to do with solving the problem. And we never can get that. Where's the compromise? Junebug, where's the compromise?
So the thing is, right? I need to know. Do a little bit more research. When did this start? When did it make its ugly head? Right? When did it real? You said 3 years ago, Mac, that it started coming up where it wasn't, the person didn't have no voice because that we was the lack of, that we were pushing for a family unit, or they come in this new social media contest that we got going on right now with all these discussions, all these other things. Do you start picking up on this?
I think that to answer your question, I think that for all the years that we as a Black community have been in the community, we have been on some, the least amount of fucking resistance is the best in your relationship with your woman or your man, right? That's just what it is. And the times when you have had, whatever resistance or whatever, there's been some compromise, or you just shut the fuck up, right? So you have a whole family around the corner. Nick, you talked about this shit the other day. You got a whole family around the corner because this nigga wasn't getting whatever it was he was asking his wife for that she couldn't hear him. Somebody heard him. You feel what I'm saying? So you always had that shit in the community, right? But what happened is with the advent of social media and the ease of which it is to get on a platform and just talk your shit anonymously without any fucking fear of retribution. I mean, I can have a page and my woman doesn't know I have a page, and I can talk the page can be all the shit my woman does that pisses me the fuck off that I can't tell her.
Wow.
And she could never know it. And I can go on there and rant and rave and look in the comments to niggas that's going through the same shit or instances of the same shit and feel validated. So that's what we have right now. But just because these are places where Black men are finding where they can go and rant doesn't mean that they're not being validated.
All right, my man.
And I think and that's the one part I really think though too, right? That it comes down to the validation of whatever, right? Because who do we owe any explanations to?
It don't even be about that.
Look, the fact that there's such a vitriolic response to the fact that Black men or a particular portion of the Black male population they have access to this big ass bullhorn, and all these niggas is saying the same thing, right? Different versions of the same thing. And we ain't talking about no bum ass niggas. We talking about the niggas that women want, right? Not me. Not you, not niggas that just luck up on a good woman, but the men that the successful Black women that's in our comments say, girl, them niggas, right? Them is the niggas that's saying, okay, well, you want me? This is what the fuck I want. And you have this big backlash. Why? I mean, if there was no validity to it, you just look. If I jumped up and said, well, all men want to fucking stand on the couch and wiggle their dicks, how much traction would that get? How much traction would that really get? Not much at all, because it's so outlandish. But because most of the things that these guys are saying, myself included on this podcast, kind of rings with some truth that hurts. It hurts to listen. You know what? Like, damn, I really ain't been listening to this motherfucker for real. This is really how he feels. Like I'm the guy who says I'm in love with Black women and can't stand to be around them. Imagine that, man. Imagine the impact.
But you're right though, because this is the thing, right? What I see now from the Dr. Dre's and all them, the people that established in the community for years, they're getting divorced. Kanye West, all these people, all these men of stature, as you want to call it, right? Can't deal with whatever's going on with them, and they women are leaving it, and the women want $2 million a month, $45 a month, all that stuff. I put up with all this dude shit.
At the end of the day, man, I'm such a wave rider that it don't make me never mind, man. If you don't want to do it, you don't want to do
Always
it.
That.
If you do, you do. Such fucking. At the end of the day, nigga, if I don't get my way, then no one gets their way. God damn it.
But Will Smith, I say right here, Will Smith took the biggest hit of them all, right? You said this is said, right? So he had everything in place that when we see from the outside, he's being interviewed on national TV or whatever in the talk, right? And he got some situations in his house where it's all great. You got a platform to talk about whatever that he gets on there. It's like, wow, I still don't have a voice.
Real spill, I believe we all dwell in this realm of comfort, especially those who are in relationships. And in that fact, we have a certain ebb and pull that other motherfuckers can't understand. Like it's easy to talk about when you're not in that realm. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit is just so seamless that you don't really trip off of it. The shit that one do come to a head about be more personal than communicable anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
because you're absolutely right. Because at the end of the day, like I talk about these imaginary conversations, but my conversations generally go, "Hey, look, we need to woo woo woo, da da da." Oh, what? Man, all right. And then I just go do the shit.
Yeah,
just go do the shit.
Explain it. You know what I'm saying? But and that's the point I talk about. So that's why I probably just sound backwards, although I talk backwards half of the time. Junior put something in perspective, right? It's like, even if you do, right, at the end of the day, I walk you to bed at night. So all the stuff that you didn't put on me, or we put on ourselves, because we actually put on ourselves. Where's our strength as human beings? I know because I live with you guys, right? So I know all your strength, right? And today, disappointment comes when, hey, what you said, and that didn't materialize. But so you just sit back with the newspaper on the bed, just looking at all the shit unfold, knowing I might need something to prepare my table. Did you bring the ingredients?
Hey, and at the end of that day, I can only do what I can do, man. I'm not finna feel bad if I come up short. I'm not finna do none of that shit. All I'm gonna do is wake up the next day and grind it out. Hopefully we make it up, and if we don't, we'll make it up on the back end eventually. God damn it, because I'm grinding. You know so it's always action. I don't dwell on that. Like if you don't get it, you don't get it now. You'll get it later. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not tripping that. We got business to take care of, and I do it. Like I don't even fucking bitch and complain and cry and moan, none of that shit. It just get done. It's like whatever at that point. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like whatever.
Like you said, man. Like you said,
if I don't do it, ain't nobody gonna do it. Or if I don't do it, it makes it twice as hard on my wife to have to go and provide for our two kids, which is not gonna happen. Not if I'm out on the streets alive and kicking, like never. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a thing you kind of just fall off into, especially when you're trying to be a father. You have to understand you're sharing these souls with this person, so you gotta care what they think in that fact, especially if y'all doing it together. Now, it's one thing like in my man Mac situation, he was doing that shit by himself, 87.23% of the time. So basically, what he say go. So you know what I'm saying? It's different shit. But you know, when you in a situation like with me or June, man, it's kind of like. The shit is just so seamless, man. The give and take is unless again it gets personal. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to family shit, like I said, the shit that goes with the household, that shit is so easily in and out. You know, she give, I give, he take. You know, all that shit is just so seamless that you don't trip off of that shit. It's only the personal shit that it's always an issue.
Let me tell you something, right? So. And this is a fucked up way of looking at it, and everybody don't have the same reference point. But being a nigga that's been in penitentiary several times, living in a fucking bathroom with a bunk bed and a whole nother man, and I'm not gay, right? It's a delicate ballet to exist in this space with another person. When he moves this way, I move this way. And this shit is unfucking spoken. You don't have to tell a nigga, hey, look, man, put the curtain down when you shit, or give me a fucking courtesy flush. None of that shit, right? Because between men, things are seamless. Just like Frank said, right?
But then you also got to understand that there's always this air of tension too, so you got to sprinkle that on top of it too. It's a weird.
Well, that tension only comes when the seamlessness disappears.
Yeah, like it's a weird.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? When you don't got that vibe with a motherfucker, when he ain't on the same level as you, right? Then you're gonna have that tension. So imagine, right? You don't love this nigga, you just got to get along with him. Forced to be in the same space. I choose to be in the same space with a woman. So I want to fucking be up under, fucking hugging and smelling and enjoying all the fucking man-woman shit, right? And we not only can't maintain this fucking less than delicate balance in this big ass.
Right. It's a crazy
I
balance.
think,
It's a crazy mental dance that you got to do it yourself after having come from both of those scenarios. Like, it's crazy how, I mean, I guess it isn't because we're men, man, and I guess it's understood. It's the DNA or the type of shit that we exude amongst each other where you don't really have to talk much. But with a woman, man, I guess everything got to be explained. This shit is crazy.
So again, in response, and you know, man, Junebug, I love you so much, man, because you just come right in and you kind of put a cap, like you put the focus on shit, like a lot of shit that I be thinking that I be getting lost in the conversation with everybody else. But the whole idea of there being no compromise, right? I know that comes from the persona that comes across on video, especially when I'm talking to when I'm talking about relationship shit, right? Or responding to something in the comments or something Shell said or some shit that's going on in my fucking personal life that just happens to be relevant to the pod at the time. But the thing about it is that this box right here up in the fucking top left is the uncut how niggas feel box. I'm willing to take that hit so that women and whoever else might be listening, old folks, kids, teenagers, this is the result, right, of all the shit that I say, because I never say nothing that's not factual. I always say, okay, well, this happened, and my response, my feeling, how it affected me was this. And we got 50 years of this shit, right? So it's 50 years of frustration, man. So women need to know that when they hear this top left box, that's men's frustration back at your ass. And I'm willing to put it out there because I don't have to go home to nobody at night and don't really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I've made my peace. Like I said, I love Black women and I'm invested in Black love, but I don't have the belief that I'll ever achieve it because, like I said, I've been that guy who is able to analyze everything. And once I break it down, then I have to assign a particular value to why you do a particular thing. So if you're not hearing me and you're replacing what I'm saying about a particular thing with some shit about how you felt about how I said it, then what that says to me is that what I'm saying is not as important as how you feel.
So look, so the cold part about it then, right? The one cold part about it, when we do get to that plateau, right? That even slate, the even exchange, right? If somebody actually knows about it, it's some people that come at your front door, nigga, that try to bring up, girl, how you got it that good? Dude, how you got it that good? You know what I'm saying? Then it comes to fracture, right? Because now people are being an informational thing. How y'all doing in this fucked up ass time, right? So you put it out there like you think you do it today, but it's somebody trying to backdoor you. You know, and we get all the time. It's like, that is how the party is lives right now. Look, that's like you on point. And look, and that's the thing, right? Because if people don't know that Doug, you know, he's my little brother, and he's seen situations in my life that has unfolded that I protect him for all that. So that's good that he has a different point of view than mine because it was presented to him through all levels.
Well, shit, you know, Nick, you've been putting your shit out there, like, you know, without being fucking specific, because, you know, I'm about to call bullshit on your ass, right? Like, I watched that same shit. I watched the same shit that Junebug watched it. I watched it from a way closer perspective than him, even though that's your little brother, right? And what I will say is, you was everything that this nigga is describing. I'll just stop right there and let your ass continue the story.
Yeah, because that was the part that took me out of the streets and that got me onto a basic level as
No. I'm saying compromising, bending, hearing another person's point, sacrificing your point of view, doing all that shit that you did, nigga, to make shit work.
To the point that you became a junkie.
And then what?
Then it all fell apart because that is the one part that was the liability for that point going into that part of life.
No, nigga, what really happened was the minute that your ass had to deal with some shit that you couldn't compromise, nigga, you got sick. Nigga, you can't compromise being sick. As hard as your ass tried, as many days as your ass got up, me cussing your ass out to go to fucking work with this woman not believing you, not fucking hearing you, nigga.
Yeah, that's true.
What happened? You did all that shit for nothing, nigga.
Exactly.
And who's still here?
You are a great man, though, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you was doing all the shit, right? All the shit.
Yeah.
All the shit.
You know what I'm saying?
All of the shits, nigga.
And that is the part that it comes with the nigga had to say, no, it ain't what you talking about. It's really what I'm talking about. Nigga, you have to get in your fucking car and leave, nigga. Fuck kind of shit is that? But you was there, nigga, for every fucking problem, for every motherfucking tragedy, for every fucking crisis, nigga. I don't want to hear that shit about no motherfucking compromise. I watch my nigga compromise, goddammit, and get left on a fucking doorstep. I ain't getting left on no fucking doorsteps, Junebug. Fuck that.
Especially if
I knock on my own fucking door.
You know what I'm saying?
I knock on my own fucking door.
They ain't got to worry about nobody listening at that point.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that was the toughest struggle, man, because like I said, that was the Nikki that didn't give a fuck. Because I was known as the bully. For me to actually go into the life from the lifestyle that I came from, so with big step, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
for real shit.
You're a better man than me, bro. Cause nigga,
you know what I'm saying?
Outside of caring for my kids, nigga, nigga, I can't compromise me. I'm not going. Man, I spent a whole lot of my time in prison, like a whole lot of my life, and I'm only 42. I spent damn near half of that in prison. I wish the fuck I would. Nah, nigga, that's not gonna happen. It's not.
The funny shit is that a nigga ain't really. I'm not down in the compromise, right? Because like I said, in my real life,
I'm not either.
I'm always willing to compromise. I compromise to the extent that you never even see it, right? Because it comes from a genuine place. I don't want to hold it over your head or you feel guilty because I made some sacrifice for my woman, right? But what I'm saying is, goddamn, when do a motherfucker have to sacrifice for me? Because all I want to be is heard. That's it. Heard and believed. You don't have to do a fucking thing for me. You don't have to solve no problems for me. I generally will solve that shit myself. If I'm talking to you about some shit that I don't have the answer for, I'm basically sounding off, looking for some input that we can figure this shit out. But you generally don't have to say fuck. But hear me, goddammit.
Yeah.
I can't even be heard.
That's why I do.
And that's what the niggas keeps talking about, Junebug. It's not about not compromising. It's not about not bending. The thing about it, like I said, is that shit has already been done. Once we get to the point where I'm yelling and screaming about not being heard, it's because I'm hearing you all the fucking time. You feel me?
Yeah.
What about me, Johnny?
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying completely. But on the other side of that, and I hope that you guys didn't get me misunderstood with what I said by compromise. Part of that compromise means it's fine, but part of that compromise needs to be with the other person. I mean, there has to be something within the other person that allows you to express yourself and be heard. And I agree with you. There's a lot of valid points there. But you have to, if it gets to that point where you feel like you're not being heard and this, that, and the other, and it's time to do something else. That's what it really comes down to.
That's the point. That's exactly what he said. At that point, ain't no compromise.
That's fine.
And the thing is, I mean, organic transition. Although I had to go through that, so the universe pulled me away from that. When I didn't have to ask nobody, it's like, boom. Not like I ran away from anything. It was just like I was that part of the separation. You know what I'm saying? So just like I was always moving. But the thing is, right, I don't regret that I did. And yeah, that was the point that showed me that I'm not falling for the okie doke no more, nigga. Did it make me hard? No, because I still got the love inside. I just know how.
That's all I'm saying. I still got all the love, man. I believe in black love. I love black women. I don't want nothing else.
Yeah.
But I'm real enough, man, to know that shit, man. That's a whole uphill battle, man. When we're talking about just understanding. If we don't got to talk, and I always say this, and it sounds fucked up, and it's kind of become a joke among me and my friends. Like, man, I love sisters. I just don't want to talk to their ass and shit, right? And that's just real, right? I just, if we don't got to talk, man, we good. If I could send you brain signals as a woman, this is what needs to be done. You get it? We cool. The conversation, man. It's the conversation. We just never get there in the conversation. And the shit is frustrating as fuck. Because like I said, a real nigga, never comes to the table looking for a problem. He's coming looking for a fucking solution. And I can't get a solution. I got another problem.
But that's why
a problem that don't even mean nothing. We talking about how you feel about how I said a word. Get the fuck out of here, man. The house is on fire. If I say, bitch, get your ass out the bed, the house is on fire. What you gonna do? Lay in the bed and say, well, you gotta.
My whole thing is, she be like, we need that. My thing is, I got it, nigga. I got it. We ain't even finna fuck around with nothing else. I got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is what it is. I am a fucking father. I am a husband. I have to provide. I have to do. That's just life. But at the end of the day, if I'm not happy, we are not going to be happy. And that's just how that is. I'm sorry. That's me. Be it the Scorpio in me, be it the me in me. I don't know. But nigga.
But look, the thing is, right, as you all know, that my happiness lives inside of me, right? So never was a person.
But as long as everything is straight, I'm happy though.
But I like how y'all put it, because this was another lesson. I was never in denial of my shit, right? I know Mama said, right? If the first two didn't do it right, what made you think you was to make it right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
here, let me put a disclaimer. Right? Because I know it sound like I'm hating on this nigga's other half or whatever. But I loved her. I loved her for real. She was hella good to me. She was probably better to me than she was to this nigga. But we ain't even talking about that.
That ain't what we talking about, homie.
But at the end, she wasn't hearing my nigga, and I was furious. Furious. I don't get involved in nobody's relationship, but Junebug, you missed that phone call. I cussed her ass out with your mama on the phone and everybody else, nigga. It was ugly.
But the thing is, right? The cold part of reality, when somebody leaves the hospital and I actually expired, right? But nowhere other, I didn't leave it with no financial hiccups, and I got all the money in the world, got all the finest cars in the world, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? But the simple part is, you cannot excuse it out the way for nothing. I wouldn't be bitter inside. I just know my lesson. The next person that comes into my life is going to get all the joy. You know, even more, because I know what it is from the start. Because my mama taught me that. My mama didn't teach me how to be a man. She taught me how to be a man to a woman. She said, you already got that as a man, because I had my grandfather. I had all these people. I had mentors. I had people that built. I had my little brother and said, my little brother is going to grow up to be this person, right? Because he got all the lessons. Even if he didn't understood it at the time, but that's the result of another great man coming in there with no fucking slag in his shit, no sipping in his shit, right? But in the whole scheme of it, it's like I got it from you. You was a mentor and my big brother, you know what I'm saying, and the father figure. You know what I'm saying? Frank, the same thing. He's my brother, you know what I'm saying? He's a person that's like-minded in the same mindset. And we all sit together and know that we talk to somebody and not be hurt by it, by some niggas like, hey, you know what K-Max said? It actually used to try to bring us down instead of build us up. You know what I'm saying? Because like we said, I ain't gonna come tell you every move that you make or see what's unfolded and try to warn you about shit. It's like, yeah, work that shit out. Be that person that is the shining part of everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say I don't go back and explain to people that come into my life right now, because it's an afterthought now, right? So that conversation, I had to take years to unpack all the shit that it doesn't mean anything to me no more, right? What you thought it was or where I came from, it doesn't mean anything. It's like, where's my future at? Is my future with you? Can I align myself with you in an organic way where you don't have to be doubtful for all these other things? You know what I'm saying?
And that's what it's supposed to be. Shit.
I want to throw my
ain't no
own little
daddy
piece of
issue
disclaimer out there too. Understand this. So I'm saying this. My happiness rests within my people. Like if people around me are happy, then I'm happy. Period. Like so. Although my happiness is in me, I have a certain realm that I dwell in regardless. But in terms of outwardly emotional happiness, enjoyment, and shit, that is all controlled by the people around me, man. If my atmosphere is off, then it's gonna be a fucked up day. So my happiness is either keeping the people around me happy. So as long as we're all happy, it's a good thing for me. We're all good. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that happy may be, because I'm able to provide that. And if I can't, then y'all love me. Y'all understand that I can't, goddamn it. So it ain't my fault. It's the powers that be. You know what I mean?
my thing is, you know, I can't say it enough. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, I love Black women. You know, I'm raised by Black women, but I'm also laced by Black women, right? So,
for sure.
So I've been taught how, like, you know, I'm from Nick's family, so I've been taught by Black women how to be a good man to Black women, right? But I'm raised and laced by Black women as well. So I've seen all the behind the scenes shit that girls do when it comes to managing men. Right? So the minute that I see any of those tactics being employed, right, even though it's just become just natural to your personality, this is just how you respond to when a nigga is questioning you, whatever the fuck, right? I'm gonna be on that shit with all four paws, because again, I'm always seeking solutions. I'm never seeking to create a problem. I'm seeking to solve it. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not hearing me on that level, my desire to be with you, my love for you, is what you hear in that frustration, right? When you hear me say, when you hear me say, you know what, man, it don't even matter. That's when you get worried, because then you don't matter. As long as I'm in the fight, as long as I'm in the fight to get my girl to understand where I'm coming from and hear me, then we good. But once I give up the fight, it's all bad, man. You wait to see your fucking exit, exit stage left.
It's funny that you said that, because like the last couple of days I'm going back to the Nick that don't give a fuck. My homegirl was like, hey, don't do that, because it's understandable these days. You know what I'm saying? That you put yourself all the way in a whole different zone, because I think, and I hear what you talk, right? In the world don't want you to be like that, because the universe don't want you to put, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to put that energy out there, because like, nigga,
for you to
really
regress like that would be ridiculous. Yeah, for you to regress like that would be crazy. You've turned into a fine old man.
But I'm like Peter Pan, forever young, nigga. All that the fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing is, right? It is. But I like even Junebug said it, right? That it's a lost art right now, because they don't even want to say that, because we need to be on 10 all the time, nigga. When you be hard 24 hours a day, man, right, Junior? You can't be hard 24 hours a day, right? But
I'm hard about 7% of the day. I'm hard. Like, when I'm dealing with my son and his football shit. I'm hard when I'm dealing with my kids in their school. I'm bouncing around at work, listening to music. Like, nigga, nothing hard about me, nigga. I'm the nigga that listens to Madonna at work. So there's nothing hard about me.
And you know what?
Nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Look, and like I said before, I've been working on living, right? Because literally, people don't know out there, I work myself to death. I really work myself to death. Right? But people that's close to me, they know, right? It's hard to swallow. And I say, and I'm not in denial, right? But this is the hardest thing to tell me to sit down when I'm always on the move. You know, and it came a 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
That's like talking to my grandmother. Can't get her to sit down for shit.
Look,
No,
but that's what you need to survive, man. That's what you need to keep going. So keep going, man.
You know what she's doing. Trust and believe.
You may have to shift your pivot, or you know what I'm saying, take a different lane. But if moving is what you do, then keep moving.
Not only do she know what she's doing, but she don't need none of our help anyway.
Right. She's doing her shit.
But what I think, but so like I said, when I see Junebug, though, and all the stuff that he can do, even survive in the city that we from. You know what I'm saying? When it's like people in his age groups that fell off, and you know, me before him, you know what I'm saying, him to get out of that and raise a family and do that. And I think at the end of the day that his new perspective on things mixed with a little bit of old school. Right? He got the shit. You know what I'm saying? He's Robert Paul McClane's grandson. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
I almost hate that my job is kind of fun because, nigga, I should be on some hard shit right now. I'll be enjoying myself at work though. Like it's not even a work yourself to the bone kind of thing, man. I get great workout. People I work with is cool. I don't know. Great atmosphere, low key.
Look, and that's the day, right? I never knew. Look, the day that I made that asking him over to his wife, I'm gonna have to say this. I'm gonna put you on blast, June. I said, I wish for a little brother. He came home, right? And now I'm passing him on to his wife, right? Like now this is his day to grow, right? Because that was the part that I always governed. Okay, just like when little Anna was born, you know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, I got a little brother and a little sister and Alex. I said, I got 3 for 1. You know what I'm saying? And that was the part that developed into what we at today. So I said that is the result of, you know what I'm saying, us, you know what I'm saying, growing together. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know what to do for a living. I didn't even ask him. I know she's doing good, right?
Well, you don't need to ask.
Right. Do it all right.
I know he's doing good. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, hey, you guys know what? We made it through an hour without the mermaid, man. How in the fuck?
Oh,
well, I mean, we tend to do. Hey, man, we can work miracles too every now and then. Goddamn.
I think we might have needed to get this boys. I think we might have needed to get this boys club off one good time, and then get Young Dub up in here to set us right, give us some perspective and shit. It's different than this hard leg niggas point of view and shit.
Nah, but that's real
good thing today, man.
Yeah, real spill.
It's the only way to evolve.
I appreciate that. But the thing is, right? I said yesterday I was going to cause trouble, and I did cause trouble for my example. But I did it because you know what? I always kept closed mouth. Man, you know I always moved in silence, dude. So take Matt for expressing your concerns about me, man. That I really felt that. You know what I'm saying? And all that. And I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to do it.
This ain't new. This new to the pie, not new to the pie.
You know what I'm saying?
Indeed. Macism, huh? You got your own ism now. All of a sudden, you want some
I rub it up on them. That's like, oh Lord.
Well, with that, let me go on and close it out while I still got a Wi-Fi. I want to thank everybody for joining us today in the pond. Special thanks to my young cousin, my little brother, Young Dub, better known as Junebug to us.
Thank you, brother. Man, you can hop in all the time. Whenever
yeah, man, you always come in, man. You always got something good to contribute, man. I really do appreciate that. And you know, you got an open invitation, man. All you got to do is hit me up, and I'm sending you the link immediately.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we need to bring your whole little crew too, June, Frank, Carrie, all the other ones, man. You know what I'm saying? They got
anybody
a whole
of like mind, brother, that want to talk.
Yeah, he got a whole little squad, man. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Because right now we kind of like trade up.
My other little brother.
We can powwow this joint and get all 10 of us in here and really talk some shit. It's like these squares up. That's what we do.
I'm back now.
You come down there and do that bunk bed? That's what you're saying? That's what you mean right now?
Squares
man. Yeah.
It's all right. He's stuck for work. And shout out to my little nephew, little Nate, little niece. You know what I'm saying? Mara. They got people looking. He's in the dungeon, wondering.
All right, man. Before I forget,
Go
I'm
ahead.
finna find out where your boy, what's happening with it. So we
What's
gonna
that?
be back with the 23andMe joint.
Yeah, make sure you share
Man, don't
those
do that.
results.
Hey, now that's another
So
thing.
yeah,
Just
we
disclaimer. Don't get no people
sharing
your
this when this
DNA.
get back.
Don't get no people your DNA. Let me stop.
Nigga, my shit's all in the system. I've been in. Nigga, I'm in the
All right,
system. I
y'all.
ain't worried about that at all.
Okay, all right.
All right, brothers.
All right,
Love
we
y'all.
have been
All right.
live from the Piranha Pond, live at 5/7 Central. I want to thank everybody for joining us in YouTube and Facebook live land. Catch us again on the replays. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment on the replay. It goes in real time. It's always hilarious to us. And who knows, you might get a response at 3:30 in the morning from Nick Nurse. Thanks, everybody, for
Which may
joining
take us to the
us.
topic.
Thank y'all.
We have been live, and now we are.